On December 19th, 2021, Phil, the host of the YouTube channel Hike Slam, embarked on a solo hike and overnight camp on a section of the Appalachian Trail in Virginia, aiming for a peaceful retreat before Thanksgiving. He intended to hike to a shelter, set up camp, and enjoy the solitude of the familiar trail. Phil's journey started with a light-hearted tone, but soon took a dark turn when he stumbled upon trash scattered along the trail.
So some Bud Light cans, plastic bat, some writing on some of this garbage. Hangman is coming down from the gallows. Song lyrics. Other weird things. Well, hopefully I don't get murdered out here. That would totally ruin my day.
Bud Light cans, plastic, and handwritten notes, one of which bore the chilling lyrics about a hangman coming down from the gallows, a message he found deeply threatening. Continuing further, Phil's sense of unease deepened when he came across a recently killed dead duck lying next to a long, rambling note.
The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note.
As he pressed on, Phil heard the crackling of a fire in the distance and noticed a man sitting on a rock near a tarpon campfire by the river, suggesting someone was either living or camping in the area, possibly the one behind the strange messages. Spooked by the suspicious scene, Phil hurried past, deciding to head toward a nearby shelter instead of camping near the unsettling presence. Along the way, Phil encountered two women who had also passed the strange man's campsite, sharing their own concerns about his strange behavior and asking Phil to escort them past the area for safety. After walking them back to their vehicle, Phil drove to a different access point on the trail to find a safer spot to camp. Phil eventually reached John's Hollow Shelter, a more secluded spot far from the Forest Service road where he parked his truck and set up his tent behind the shelter, opting not to sleep inside the shelter due to worries about rodents. After a simple meal, he felt more at ease, but that calm was short-lived when Phil began reading the shelter's logbook, a trail tradition where hikers share their experiences. A long, scattered message filled with confusing religious and political rants.
Holy crap. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. But man, once I came across that guy's writing, it was so weird. It was like, I felt like I was, I don't know, the plot continues or something. You open it up and it's like, that writing looks familiar. Oh my gosh, it's the same writing as that guy that's 3 miles away that I hiked this far away to get away from the dude. And now, yeah, man, I guess he was just here a few days ago. Ranting, it's like music lyrics and political stuff and, you know, talking about people leaving trash and just weird rants and Bible quotes, and it's just like all over the place. Kind of sketchy, kind of weird.
Song lyrics and strange hints about jail time and a rope left in the woods. The handwriting matched the notes he'd seen on the garbage and by the dead duck, confirming the man he'd fled from had been at this shelter just days before. As if things weren't creepy enough, Phil found another handwritten note on a mouse-hanging device used to keep food off the ground. It warned about a yeet mouse and claimed the dead walk and talk. The handwriting matched the earlier notes, making Phil even more convinced that someone was moving between campsites along the trail. Feeling exposed, Phil retreated to his tent. Around midnight, his worst fears came true when he heard someone at the shelter spotting a figure with a headlamp nearby.
Okay, I'm out on the trail. It's the middle of the night. I was down in my tent, not asleep, kind of just like lying there staring at the tent walls, listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So I packed up all my stuff and I packed it up very quickly. I don't think I left anything behind, and I just walked past. As I walked past, I did look. It did look like a single guy hanging out in the shelter. He had a headlamp on. All I could really see was the light from the headlamp, so I could have been wrong. But man, it was, yeah, so I don't know.
Phil quickly packed his things and rushed off into the night, moving past the shelter as quietly as he could. He kept looking back, spotting the headlamp still there, making sure no one was following him. He finally made it to his truck, ending a peaceful hike that had turned into a chilling experience on the Appalachian Trail. Late at night, the group behind Project Purgatory arrived at a deserted estate known for its haunted reputation, hoping to capture paranormal activity with their cameras. Visitors often reported strange noises, shadowy figures, and an overwhelming sense of unease, but the team soon discovered a far more chilling threat than ghosts.
I know you heard that shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a tambourine.
I know you hear him laughing.
Yeah.
You don't hear him laughing? Flip, you don't hear this laughing?
He's in the bush right there.
Should we walk by him?
Are we going?
What the fuck? Should we go over there?
Yeah.
Let's go.
If anything, we're straight.
We'll trip him up. Bro, keep your light on this nigga. What the
Yeah. Hey.
What? I don't even...
Okay.
Walking through, we see a group standing around in a circle. Two of them laughing for no reason. We start walking, we see one pop up behind a bush, just standing there straight staring at us. Then the group, all in a circle, starts looking at us while we walk by them, and then they start following us as we walk by them. So we all got our shit out right now. I'm surviving, bro, that's all I know.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Ghosts are one thing. People.
You see the dude in black just standing there looking at us?
Yeah, this man just popped up out of the bush.
They spotted a group of people standing deeper into the estate in a circle and complete silence, their motionless stance appearing ritualistic, as if performing a ceremony. But why were they just standing there silently in the dark? The tension grew when a man dressed in black emerged from a bush, staring at the team without a word, while the group in the circle turned to watch them. Their silence unnerving. Suddenly, the strangers began following the team, their steps deliberate and unsettling.
Why are they following us right now?
They're following us, bro. They're following us.
I know they're following us.
They're following us. Come on.
Yo, don't put the light this way. I can't see that way.
They're following us, bro.
I feel like they surrounding us.
Get up. You just say get him?
Run!
Yeah, I'm not staying around.
One of the strangers broke the silence, commanding others to get the team with the lights, sending a surge of fear through the group, unsure if they were about to be chased or surrounded. Without waiting to find out the stranger's intentions, the team turned back, quickening their pace to leave the estate. Later, reviewing their footage, they realized just how chilling the encounter was. Was it staged, or were those strangers real? Let me know what you think. In South Africa's Sabi Sands Game Reserve, wildlife guide Dylan Panos woke up during a camping trip to a lion's growl outside his tented kitchen, signaling danger in the African bush. Trapped by a male lion and a lioness surrounding his camp, Dylan captured a tense standoff with nature's predators. A male lion stood just outside Dylan Panos' tented kitchen in Sabi Sands Game Reserve, its roars echoing. The male appeared to be guarding the lioness, who seemed uninterested, sprawled near the barrier, as Dylan noted their presence prevented even making coffee and questioned the camp's thin chicken wire fencing.
So, my kitchen is growling at me this morning. As you can see, you've got a beautiful male lion looking through my kitchen window. And I just need to get to that kettle to make some coffee, that's all. So this is how we woke up this morning. We've got a honeymoon couple in camp. And the lioness, she's lying right here by the wall. And we can't get even to make our coffee this morning.
A question arises. Why wasn't the camp better protected with stronger fencing or doors? The camp, an open-air rustic setup on a nature reserve, follows strict rules limiting development, meaning no doors were added to the repurposed building, as they'd offer little safety in an otherwise open area, relying instead on training and awareness. After several tense minutes, the lions wandered off, leaving Dylan shaken but unharmed. Surrounded by a male lion and a lioness, Dylan filmed a tense standoff right outside his camp. Kev Go, a YouTube creator who loves outdoor adventures, often spends his time in nature hiking, fishing, and camping. During a solo trip in a remote forest in Manitoba, Canada, he set out to spend the night under a tarp shelter. Arriving by bike at a mossy clearing off an ATV trail on Crown land, Kev secured his tarp between two trees as the sun set, preparing for a peaceful evening despite the dense, isolated surroundings.
There are some ATVers not too far away. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they just started and they started whooping it up a little bit. It's Crown land here, so there's not much I can do about it. I chose kind of an ATV trail. I just didn't expect them to be out in the evening, so hopefully it won't last too long, and hopefully it's gonna deter any bears, because bears are a real thing. It's April right now.
As night fell, the forest fell silent except for rustling leaves and creaking trees. Around 12:30 a.m., a sharp, painful scream broke the silence, unlike any animal Kev recognized, not a fox's bark or an owl's call, but something deeply unnatural.
I don't know if you heard that, but that was a weird sound, man. I do not know what that was.
The scream kept repeating, changing locations each time, along with quiet, intentional sounds of movement in the woods. Kev woke up suddenly, grabbed his camera and started recording, catching bits of the strange noise as his adrenaline kicked in. The screams came and went for a while before stopping, leaving an oppressive silence that kept Kev on edge, unable to sleep. In December 2014, a user named Forest Fire Number 21 uploaded a chilling audio clip to YouTube, recorded at 2 a.m. in the woods behind his home in the Virginia suburbs near Washington, D.C., and captured what sounded like a young female voice screaming in distress, coming from deep in the woods on a freezing cold night. a young female voice screaming in what seemed like distress, echoing through the woods behind the uploader's home. Viewers later pointed out a quieter male voice in the background, faintly calling out as if searching for someone, which only deepened the disturbing nature of the moment. The screams continued for a while before stopping shortly after the recording ended. A question arises. Why didn't the uploader call the police upon hearing such alarming noises, choosing instead to record and upload the audio? But who knows? He may have contacted authorities, as there's not enough context provided in the video to confirm either way. The uploader, based in the Virginia suburbs near Washington, D.C., checked local news for days afterward, hoping to find an explanation, perhaps an assault, robbery, or escaped individual, but found nothing to explain the chilling sounds. Thomas, the creator of the YouTube channel Thomas Locke, often shares his outdoor adventures and personal thoughts, treating his channel like a journal. On this day, he heads into a forest just 20 minutes from his home with his dog Archie for a simple camping trip, unaware that it will soon take an unsettling turn. As Thomas and Archie search for a good spot to set up camp, Archie's behavior starts to change.
Archie? Archie? His dog's tail, he keeps looking over there. His tail. It's just completely dropped. He keeps looking in that direction.
Darting around and sniffing the air with unusual intensity, making Thomas feel uneasy. While trying to settle in and prepare dinner, Thomas grows more uncomfortable as Archie keeps staring at a specific spot in the forest. His tail tucked low, a clear sign that something is wrong, leaving Thomas with a strong feeling they're not alone. Unable to ignore Archie's strange behavior, Thomas decides to leave, packing up quickly as the bad vibes become too much to handle, heading back to his car. Just as they reach the car, a chilling howl echoes from deep within the forest.
Bad vibes, man. Bad vibes. I feel that I've made the right choice. What the f*** was that? You would have heard that because I've got my mic on me. Can you hear that? I'm not messing around. I really hope the mic picked up. All the hairs on my back are up right now. I promise you I'm not doing this for content.
Unlike any sound Thomas has ever heard, making him certain he made the right choice to leave. Let me know what you think.